Coming home to your family. That's the hardest thing that you'll have to do in the military. Not because you don't want to, but because coming home, in your mind, you play it over and over again. You think it's going to be this amazing thing. You get to go home to your wife, your kids, if you have them, family, if you don't, your mom, your dad. But it is by far the hardest thing you'll have to do. I was 11 Bravo, 1 Papa, and it was, I guess, 4 years in, and most of it was spent in Iraq, in Baghdad. The hardest thing that I had to do wasn't Baghdad. The hardest thing I had to do was come home and treat everybody the way Mark McKnight treated them before I left. To this day, I still have a hard time doing that. I'll be the first one to admit. They get you on medication after medication after medication, and they make you feel like that there's no cure for what you have, and they push all this stuff on you, and most of it is to help, okay, but it's very overwhelming at times. The biggest thing that I feel in my heart that you need and I need is to just talk to each other, okay? That's the biggest thing, civilians that have never been in country, they have a very, very hard time hearing the stories because it sounds like a movie. It sounds like Die Hard. It sounds like, just your average action movie, and it's not like that at all, and it's like you see so many of your friends, so many, your brothers, sisters that were there and now, they can't cope. There's a reason why so many of our brothers and sisters choose to do the wrong thing when they come home, whether it be drugs or, they get wrapped up in different things, and it's hard, it really is hard coming home. You see a lot of people that divorces, broken families and all that, and guys, I'm here to tell you that yeah, that's depressing, and that it's horrible to have to go through. I went through divorce whenever I came home, and in the process, barely got to see my little girl for years, and eventually, she's not even in my life now. I love her to death, but it was one of those decisions that you can't make after you come back. It's just there's just so many things going on in your head, and just civilians don't understand. But what I am focused on is to crack the code before you ever leave the military. Start now before you ever leave. That way there's no transition, guys. It's straight into the life of your family. I feel that the military puts you out there, and they don't prepare you enough for what you sit and you wonder about all the things that you're gonna do. You in your head you play it again and again, all of the different things that you want. A lot of guys, when they come out, they don't want to settle down. They're the crazy guys, and they just want to have fun, and that's great. It's hard to see the changes that have happened in you when you're at that point. Okay, that's the hard part. It doesn't happen till later on, when you try to settle down, when you try to have kids, and you realize that, man, I'm a little bit more messed up than what I thought. PTSD plays a huge part in everything. Okay, so in my family, there's just kind of an ongoing joke about, don't make him mad, he'll turn green and all this stuff. it's just, it was funny for a while. But then, my dad and that side of the family, they just kind of do their own thing now, and they don't have a whole lot to do with me. And it's not a lot of them. It's not their fault. It's the way I treated them when I came home.